country. That's the only way we can produce.
I am speaking to those issues because all over the world, globally, there have always been issues around the relationship between militaries and the media.
Let me reiterate that the Great Association has members that cut across the print, electronic media, and reputable online platforms.
These are members of the 4th Estate of the RAM gathered in Abuja for a one-day seminar organized by the Defense Correspondents Association of Nigeria with the theme Civil-Military Relations, Non-Kinetic Efforts of the Nigerian Military in Security Management Challenges and Prospects. Speaking at the seminar, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Agwame Musa, affirmed that the armed forces of Nigeria are way ahead of terrorists and criminals, noting that the non-kinetic efforts of the military have produced appreciable outcomes, complementing the kinetic action.
I wish to assert here that the armed forces of Nigeria and other various security agencies have continued to work tirelessly to improve Nigeria's security. Going further, I want to state that tackling threats in Nigeria is a continuous process whereby the development of resilience at societal, national, and regional levels plays a key role. This involves the cooperation and integration of the military, private sector, local authorities, civil society organizations, non-governmental organizations, the academia, and international organizations, amongst others, with the sole aim of accomplishing strategic goals. This is the whole of society approach. It will therefore warrant a whole of society approach to address several critical areas, including civil capacity, interagency education, training and exercises, effective planning, coordination and collaborations. Others will include cross-organizational understanding of capabilities and interagency framework that establishes proper roles and responsibilities. Unified assessment leading to a shared understanding of the operational environment, adequate statutory authorities, and funding mechanism, as well as sufficient information sharing. Several of these elements mentioned are currently in place as the armed forces of Nigeria have been making deliberate efforts to ensure security across the country.
According to the CDS, the Armed Forces of Nigeria, being the key driver in countering the myriad of security threats nationwide, has sustained non-military and soft strategies as a means to put an end to the threats.
I must encourage and implore us all that we must endeavor to continue to remain loyal to constitutional authorities and be patriotic to our great nation. There must be a nation before you can even discuss it. And that is very critical. Sometimes I find it very hard to understand when I hear Nigerians speaking evil about their country. And we all know as Africans that there's a power of the word. What you say means a lot. We must learn how to be positive about our country. That's the only way we can produce. We have seen countries, most countries, it's not like they don't have issues. But they don't put their own problems in the forefront like we do. And that is what is affecting us as individuals. So it's important that we must take ownership of our country. We must wish our country well and our leaders well. When they err, let us call them to question and proffer solution. It's not just negative criticism. Every day you are insulting, you are abusing, you are calling for God to punish. No, you cannot kill your country because you feel it is just that you feel like that. You don't grow a country that way. So I think it is important. And then the members of the media, I'm happy that you have been very positive. I just want to encourage you not to get discouraged. I know it is daunting. The challenges are enormous all over. But we must look at the positive aspect and speak well of our country. Speak the whatever that is going on, but positively. I think that's very, very important. I assure you that the federal government will continue to give the armed forces of Nigeria and other security agencies the resources required to perform effectively. We know with the economic situation on ground, there is never a time where you can have all you need. The budget of America for this year is over $800 billion for defense. If you look at our budget, convert it to dollars, I'm sure you know, do the maths. You know how much we're getting. Americans produce what they need. We don't. We need to buy. Sometimes even when you have the money, you can't even get the equipment. So you can understand the environment we're operating. It is not easy. But the government is doing that. We've seen. You know, when you hear people calling the president and saying this and terrible things and saying this to the wife or the family members, that's not how you grow a country. By insulting or wishing evil to your country does not mean you will grow better. Quenching somebody's life does not mean your own will grow. Together as a team, we must take ownership of Nigeria to ensure that Nigeria develops.
On his part, the Director General of Nigerian Army Resource Center, Major General Garba Wahab, charged media practitioners to be patriotic in the performance of their duties and avoid reports that will be detrimental to national interest and security.
Attrition to maneuverist approach to warfare and not comprehensive approach to warfare. The difference between maneuverist approach and comprehensive approach is civilians are part and parcel of the planning and actual deployment. What the West has done was to borrow from what is obtainable in the UN. In the UN, you have a civilian who serves as the representative of the Secretary General and is the head of the mission. And then the military commander reports to that man. And that's what they do in the West. We can't do that in Nigeria because of a lot of things. But above all, the media is embedded in the operation. General Small mentioned the media has been embedded, but that's not embedded, that's invited. The media has been invited to be part of the operation in the Northeast, not embedded. Because if that were embedded, from the planning stage, they would have been part of it. And they will move with the men. But it's going to be difficult, if not possible in Nigeria. I will not do it because of what I said earlier. Because you can see the reportage in some places.
One of the resource persons at the seminar, retired Group Captain Shehu, presented a paper titled Nigerian Media and Security Operations, What Not to Report, What to Report and How to Report It.
An attack where our troops are unfortunately surprised and they suffer casualties. Now, even the wordings you used to report such an incident would show whether you have empathy or not. I'll give an example. If you saw an attack, you said Boko Haram, in your commando-like manner, overpowered and massacred. Oh my God. You see, what you are painting now, you are painting the Boko Haram people like heroes, like people to this. So you see, but it's still the same thing. You know, there was an incident in Baga where the forces exchanged fire. It was a heavy fire. There were, you can even say there were losses on both sides. You get the point? You have still reported the same information. But why you said in the commando like they overpowered, they massacred, they retreated, you know, I mean all those kind of things, you do not show empathy.
Also, the second guest speaker, the Director General of Voice of Nigeria, Alhaji Ndache, who delivered a paper on military media relations in age of durable disorder, said the paper intends to bring those global, regional, and then national challenges in relationship and how the military and the media can try to manage those relationships.
Well, my focus, my topic is on my interest area, which is military media relation. But the title of the topic is Military Media Relation in the Age of Durable Disorder. You know, and I am speaking to those issues because all over the world, globally, there have always been issues around the relationship between militaries and the media. You know, so it's not only peculiar to Nigeria. So I intend to bring those global, regional, and then national challenge in those relationships and how both the military and the media try to manage those relationships. And even I try to even put in context why there are also those challenges. The military, by their profession, they have their own professional ethic. The media, by its own profession, also have its own professional ethic. The media wants to know all, the military want to keep some. So naturally, those lead to a lot of friction within the media. It's not peculiar to Nigeria. In the US, in UK, you know, researches are shown all over the world that there are issues like that. And even in Nigeria, historically, I'll try to put those in perspective, but also what has been done differently. I also, largely my presentation at opportunity like this is actually experience sharing, being an embedded defense correspondent, being on the defense beat myself, so I understand the issues, look at the global trend, at what point in Nigeria, even in Nigeria, like other part of the world, during ECOMONG, there were some Nigerians who reporters from both public and private media organizations who were embedded with the Nigerian armed forces in the ECOMONG, both in Liberia and Sierra Leone, and even some of them had to even pay supreme price.
It should be noted that we are patriotic gentlemen of the pen profession who are willing to promote and project the national security through effective reportage of military security operations and its activities to complement the courageous efforts of men and women of the Nigerian Armed Forces. This year's Defense Correspondents Seminar, with the theme Civil-Military Relations, Non-Kinetic Efforts of the Nigerian Military in Security Management, Challenges and Prospects, is one of our ways to reshape our minds towards effective service delivery. It is also part of our noble mandate to educate our members and the public about the ongoing soft approach.
Defense beat is a very, very sensitive beat. It's a beat that you have to be extremely careful. You have to tread with caution before you could write a story. You don't just pick story from social media and all that and just fly it like that. You have to make sure that you get an approval from the higher authority, from either the Director of Defense Information or the Director of Army Public Relations or what have you. Yeah, this seminar will add more value to the reportage in the terms of the non-kinetic and kinetic war we are fighting right away. You know, Nigeria now, we are facing a lot of security challenges, and there are ways and manners we have to portray Nigeria. It is not every time we have to portray Nigeria in a bad manner that Nigeria is going through this, is going through that. You know, we have to modify it. There are ways and manners we have to go about the report so that it will not increase the tension that is already going on in the country.
The seminar provides an invaluable platform for the media and the military to engage in meaningful discourse on the most pressing issues facing the nation, particularly in the realm of security. Olayemi Eson, Wednesdsy TV.